Richards, well, get ready to get a little bit inside her mind
Yes.
tonight. Because Miss Jovelyn Richards, you know, she is a Bay Area legend as far as we are all concerned over here. And, you know, this event for us was just, you know, it was something that we couldn't turn away from. Like, we could not participate in this once Jovelyn explained to us what her vision was, the need that she saw to have this kind of residency here at La Pena. And thank you, Jovelyn, for your vision and for facilitating and directing this artist residency here. So we're so proud and so excited to have you here tonight, because it's really helping us at La Pena to see where we might not have equity, you know, in our building. We're wheelchair accessible. Are we? No, we have to get a ramp. Performance accessible, right? You know, so a lot of things like that that really, you know, it's good for us to check ourselves by making sure that we do programming that's, you know, hitting up all of the diverse communities of the Bay Area. And I'm very proud of my team for really going above and beyond to make this happen with our limited resources, being a nonprofit cultural center and all. So thank you to Muskie, who's around here, our technical director tonight, back in the sound booth. Thank you so much, Muskie. I really want to thank my co-director, Bianca Torres, who also is volunteering her time tonight to be the technical and lighting director. So thank you so much, Bianca. And of course, we have amazing volunteers, our amazing sound tech and everybody. So my name is also, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Natalia Neira. I am the other executive director here at La Pena. So we have a co-executive directorship team, and it is the future. So horizontal leadership is the future, and I wouldn't be on this ship without this incredible team that we have. So I think from here on, I think Jovelyn, you can take it. But there's one request that the Native community here in the Bay Area has been asking us to start putting into the beginning of our performances whenever possible, and that's to acknowledge that we are in Ohlone territory, which is the Native people here. So if you live in Oakland, Berkeley, Emeryville, like, we are in Ohlone territory, and there's active people resisting today, every day, to reclaim certain very important areas that were important to the Ohlone people and still are. So I want to just give a lot of credit and a moment for that. So, well, without further ado, I think I've talked you up quite a bit, Jovelyn Richards.
Yeah.
I love you, and
I love you too.
And I'm so excited for tonight. So without further ado, I introduce to you the lady of the hour, Ms. Jovelyn Richards.
I have a restraining order against myself. So one of the things that we're going to do tonight, first of all, the purpose of this year residency for me was to give people from oppressed communities an opportunity to be able to tell their stories, not from a place of being defensive, not from being necessarily in a fighting mode, which many of us are usually in public spaces, feeling like we gotta watch everything around us, including our own behavior. And this piece, Evidence of Love, I wanted to show that in everyone's lives, no matter how difficult or challenging it is, there is love. There is evidence of love. And I learned that when I was working in the homeless community here in California, Minnesota, Seattle, Wisconsin. I could see evidence of love, whatever the circumstances of the families that I was serving. So tonight, I've gathered folks who may not always have access to a stage or may not even want to be on stage necessarily, but they have a story to tell. I also have a belief that story builds on story builds on story. So when you hear a story, you have a certain feeling about that story. So what we're going to do tonight is have audience participation So do not freak out, don't get uncomfortable. You don't have to get up and do dancing unless you so choose to. But I'm gonna ask volunteers that every time they see a performance, that they're gonna write down what they feel. And at the end of that, the actors will then take their words and do what we call improv frozen picture. So they don't know what you're going to experience. They don't know what you're going to write. But they're going to take those words as I give them from the basket. You'll see a basket in a moment. And they're going to actually, after they've done their story, after they've done their performance, they're going to come out and I'll say the words. And they're going to embody that word, that feeling that you've given them. And they're going to put it in their body, and then they're going to give you the frozen picture so that you can witness that. Now, between every act, there's going to be someone who come out to collect your words. And I'm going to bring her out now. Her name is Shika. Shika. Sugar, ladies and gentlemen, is the keeper of words. She's the quiet one that collects the things that we feel. Thank you, Sugar, for coming. And so now everyone who's willing that I asked earlier to participate, would you please raise your hand so that Sugar can give you your pen and papers. Sugar, sugar, and if you so inclined, let's get clever. Sugar. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Give it sugar. And make sure they have a pen. She's doing this in some 6-inch heels too. I asked her, said, you want to do barefoot? And she said, no, I don't. I want my heels. Go on, Sugar. I was a sugar. Oh, give me some sugar. Yes, just a bit sugar. Oh, I want some sugar. If y'all feel like shouting out some sugar, go ahead on. And you don't even have to worry about it if you got diabetes, because this sugar ain't gonna hurt you. Oh, sugar, sugar, sugar. Oh my gosh, everybody want to write a word? Oh my gosh. Sugar, sugar. Okay, we're good. Somebody, oh, we have a woman here who's determined she's going to tell us her emotion after each one. Make sure they have a pen. Y'all going to have these actors working tonight, huh? You got it? Everybody got a pen and paper? Okay. So we're ready. That's enough, Sugar. Sugar. Come on, sugar. 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 Somebody may want to write a word down for what we just witnessed as well. The name of tonight's show is Evidence of Love. Enjoy.
Branded a female at birth, the first girl to my last name in 140 years, my family claims. The burden was the same, pink. projection, social construction, capacity, role, function. Binary. You a boy or a girl? You hella good for a girl. First pick if I wasn't picking. I and me. Wrong bathroom, young man. This is the women's room. You so pretty. You like makeup when you're older. Yeah, you'll grow out of it. You throw like a boy, hit like a boy, walk like a boy, talk like a boy, dress like a boy, act like a boy, fight like a boy. You a boy. I am me. Girls don't do that. Girls don't act like that. Girls don't dress like that. Girls don't talk like that. That's not ladylike. People are gonna think you're a lesbian. You are too pretty to be gay. Projection, social construction, capacity, role, function. Still, I am me. Boys only. Fuck it. First girl. Only girl. Not a girl. Masculine of center. Trans, two-spirited, juxtaposition self. Are you a boy or a girl? Dyke? Fag? What the fuck are you? I am me. Girls can't do that. Girls shouldn't do that. A girl wouldn't do that. That's not ladylike. Projection, social construction, capacity, role, function. Diagnosed based on gender binary. Misgendered, misdiagnosed, unregulated, over-medicated. SSRI, SNRI, years go by. Disconnect. Dyke, fag, boy, girl, training. Wrong bathroom, wrong dressing room, wrong locker room. What the fuck are you? I'm me. Dyke, you ain't been fucked right, touched right. You don't know good deed. How you know if you ain't ever? Man-hating dyke, penis envy, feminazi. Projection, social construction, capacity, role, function. Boy or girl? Fag, dyke, none of the former. PTSD, just me, motherfucker. My identity doesn't lie in what I am not, nor does it lie within what I am, or what you think of me to be. So simple, so profound, so bold, so boring. Who am I? What am I? The answers never change. I'm me, motherfucker. Never a revelation about self in relation to expectation of conditioned performance. Social construction, capacity, role, function. Fuck binary. Unapologetically living in the space between. In the space between what I am and what you need me to be. The space between conditioning and the actualized self. Who am I? I'm just me, motherfucker.
Anybody got a word for sugar? Evidence of love. Sierra Love.
It overlaid the fence. As it grew, its glory shone. But it's sad at the same time. As it grew, it drew. Drops, they drip. Suns, they set. Cars, they pass. Memories remain. Those feet, they ran towards the street and they stopped in its tracks. Remembering the beauty traced in the sand, footsteps planted as yesterday slid away. Oceans, they wave. Grass grows green. Flowers, they bloom. But they just may die soon. Clouds, they hover. Raindrops, they fall. Trees, they grow as they all stand tall. One step, two steps, three steps, four. Prosperity is around the corner. If you don't follow your dreams, life is not worth living. In that flower, it will shrivel up and die, and you will remain hollow on the inside. Your happiness depends on your willingness to fail and get back up. This is your time, and it's time to claim it. This is your time, and it's time to name it. It's called success. And that heartbeat in your chest is God's love at its best. October 19th, 2011, at approximately 11:30 a.m., I lost the first man of my life. I feel like I'm living a nightmare. This void I feel, it is real, and I can't shake it, nor can I fake that. Every day when I wake, I'm just going through the motions. I don't understand the notion. It gets better with time. His absence has marinated in my mind like a fine wine. I miss you, Daddy. I miss you with everything in me. It's heartbreaking to know that I will never see you again. Between me and my emotions, I don't know which one wins. October 19th, 2011, at approximately 11:30 a.m., I lost the first man of my life. I feel like I'm living a nightmare. This void I feel is real, and I can't shake it, nor can I fake that. Every day when I wake, I'm just going through the motions. I don't understand the notion. It gets better with time. His absence has marinated in my mind like a fine wine. I miss you, Daddy. I miss you with everything in me. It's heartbreaking to know that I will never see you again. Between me and my emotions, I don't know which one wins. This is a difficult day for me, but this is what I must do to keep my sanity. I get that this is too much for most people, but this, for me, is necessary. Daddy, I've been trying to write you for a while now, but the words I wanted to write, I could not get them out. This sheet has been blank. Upwards to a year, I then picked up a pen and the word in your body. You were dancing melodically. You were always the life of the party, and I miss that. I miss your voice. I can hear you singing to those blues records while having the time of your life. I miss your angelic voice. I miss your melodic feet that no one could beat, at least in my eye. I will try my best not to cry. I understand my tears won't bring you back. Our ability to converse, it is a blessing. And I feel your presence daily. Daddy, I'm writing to let you know I've not forgotten you, nor will I ever forget you. Your memory has been engraved in my soul, therefore I carry you wherever I go. God placed you in my life for a season. You left this earth for a reason. Your number was called and it was your time to go. The pain you endured, it no longer exists. Your legs no longer hurt, for they have been relinquished. I feel safe in knowing you are my guardian angel and you will always be with me. It's comforting that you often come back and announce your presence. Daddy, I refuse to say goodbye, yet I will see you later. And I can't wait for that day when we meet at Heaven's Gate.
I'm over here like cleaning shit. Yeah. I'm just like, fuck you, man. I can hear you. I was like, so? I ain't even talking to you. Fucking thing over here. God damn it. Second time, got into a fight, man, I did laundry. I was so pissed, I folded her fucking clothes. All her little, even down to underwear, little fat stones. Came into the room, she's like, I didn't manage. I was like, shit. Last time we got into a fight, though, I didn't fucking clean nothing. I was hella pissed. It's like 8 months in, getting into a fight every fucking week. The house is fucking spotless. And I'm just like, damn, man, like, what the fuck, dude? I don't feel like cleaning this time. I sat down, turned on the fucking TV. She's looking at me all over crazy, hella confused. Are you okay? I'm like, I'll be fine. Why? I was like, I'm just a little worried. I was like, why are you worried about it? Well, you're not cleaning anything. And I wanted to watch the rest of Orange Is the New Black, you know what I'm saying? I was like, the fuck? So it hit me. I was like, hold on, she's been pissing me off for the last 8 months. This fucking place clean. I was like, and that's how I figured out, man, that women are smarter than men. I was like, shit, that's just kind of the thing. They gotta be smart about shit. I got her ass back though. We went to Target. I never, ever paid in the fucking front lines. I would just sneak my ass off that one. But make sure you get a receipt if you do that shit though. This is something that happened with real. We were walking up to the security guard, and she wasn't even paying attention. She was over here texting on the phone. I was just texting. I'm running up. I'm like, look, we're over here. We're right up to the security guard. And I go, run! Fucking take off. She's like, what? Nowhere. The fucking security guard, for the first time in my life, did something at Target. Fucking hit her so hard, she looked like one of those inflatable dogs in front of the car. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, put a bitch in the house. I ran over there, high-fived the dude, chest bump and shit. Man, she was like, hey. She was like, don't you fucking touch me! Shit. Man, it's bad. I'm single now. Yeah, man, it's hard being single out here though, paying the rent, man. $2,000 single bedroom. 1 bedroom, 5 banana stuff. I don't know who else is dealing with that shit, but I don't like it. So I just got approved for a Lyft, and I work for FedEx. And normally what we do during the holidays, same with UPS, is they get a helper. Because you know, a lot of packages just gotta, run around, you need some fucking help. Shit's heavy sometimes. Y'all motherfuckers need some orange show hands. I don't gotta go to the gym either, so that's cool too.
See, growing up, I was a bit of a handful, and my grandma Peggy, she, I don't know how she stayed sane, taking care of me, and still loving me all at the same time. I mean, with tears in her eyes, and said, "I'm sorry, Chris." I knew exactly what she meant. I'd never cried like that before, or since. I never got to say goodbye, and that was one thing that I never really healed from. They say that in relationships, you search for healing. A lot of that is true. I was just in a relationship, and it was something that allowed me to release all those childhood cries of shyness and fear of loss, and gave me hope that love could open the door. I wanted to be her man, and I was. I gave myself believing that what we were building was a home where memories of running naked, could just be left in the wind, a place where I'd be safe. with that, I had to prove my love. I needed to get evidence of it. Our broken souls had cried out to each other, and her soul came to me demanding that I show evidence. And for the first time in my life, I held nothing back. May I give you my hand to squeeze whenever you're uncomfortable? Around my loud, loving Filipino family, I promise I will love you through it. May I make you understand that there's no need to be jealous. Can't you hear my heartbeat when I hold you at night? May I ask you to be there for me? My uncle was dying. My brother was coming home. I needed you to be there for me. I wanted you to be there for me. We laughed together. We were naked together. May I?
I never met someone in so deep, and I never had trouble trying to sleep until you, until you. I gave pieces of myself I didn't know I had, and that's why now it makes me so mad that you broke my heart and I can't settle the score. You have things that I've lost that I'm still looking for, 'cause I never let someone in so deep, and I never had trouble trying to sleep until you, until you. So here I am now, 11 miles down the road. Memories got a grip, but it's loose in this hole. Finally put into words what you couldn't figure out. You say you learned from me what love is about. You say I got a big heart. You say I'm one of a kind. Well, you said a lot of shit, so is that just a lie? It doesn't matter now. We're on different paths. I'm not wasting my time trying to rewrite the past, 'cause I never let someone in so deep, and I never had trouble trying to sleep until you, until you, until you. And I'll never forget to go deep, and I'll never look for you when I sleep. Without you, without you, without you, I'm moving on.
And it's making you feel this way.
You should just get pregnant.
You can't take away endometriosis symptoms by changing your diet.
Googling doesn't mean anything.
Just take ibuprofen every few hours. That should help the pain for you to be fine.
I know it's not what you want to hear, but
there's not a cure, so you just have to manage it.
The only way to diagnose it is with a laparoscopic surgery.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna cut you open.
Just take the birth control pills. It's the only way to manage it.
Either hormone therapy or a baby are your option.
Yeah. My only options, huh? What do you know? You're going through the same thing, huh? I was misled, misdiagnosed, misunderstood by the medical field. I mean, look at me. You don't see anything, do you? You can't see the body parts that are missing. So I guess there's nothing wrong. Does it even exist? Marty, walk for me! Maybe I should have had a baby. Baby. Maybe I should have had a child. Oh, childish thoughts. Now, 2020 is kicking in and it ain't helping. Didn't help with misdiagnosis. My voice muted in a litany of tests, except the one I needed. Don't test me! I know my body. I knew my body. The doctors took parts of my body. One kidney, one left to defend me, now diseased. Part of my intestines gone. No, baby, this is for real. 76 million women living with endometriosis in this world. 76 million nameless faces that I passed on my descent to my despair. So scared. No one could defend me, but they tried. My screams muted. And then hitting rock bottom and touching ocean floor of lovage. Jewels and calories, my pearls, and birth, rebirth to creativity and Elizabeth and pearls. The inner voice, it speaks my dream. I took my body back. I take my body back. I take my hands and let them walk me into my dream. You see, I create. I make jewelry, baby. Bold, shiny, color. The rebirth of creativity of Elizabeth and Pearl. Mother of mother and father that I called Grandmommy and my Pearl. You see, they come to me in dreams. They speak to me. And they sit with God, my evidence of love, and look at you, baby. Look at me, baby. Look at them. 76 million women faces, names, dreams, unmuted voices. Baby.
Art. It's always been a major presence in my life. I've been inspired, I've dabbled, I've had lots of artist friends and lovers. I'm drawn to creativity. To me, it signifies the energy in life. I'm very confident. If you ask me to solve something creatively, I just jump right into it. I look at the face, but I start at the line above the eye, and then the line below the eye, the iris and the pupil, and then the features and the shape of that face. It shows me who you are. It allows me to connect with you, to sense your essence. I love to get lost in imagination. It takes me out of the mundane. How did I develop that? Escaping my father's rage. He was a yeller. He belittled me. When I was a child, he was sometimes a scary man. When we heard my father's car pulling into the driveway, we'd all scatter. I would spend hours in a fantasy world, creating all kinds of scenarios for myself. It was the late 1960s. Aretha's Gold was on my turntable. I wanted to be Aretha Franklin. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take care, TCB, whoa! Whoa! A little respect. When I escaped the confines of my suffocating childhood, I had many loves in my early adult years of one type or another. Older, younger, all different ethnicities, women, men. My heart was captured, open, and broken at the age of 20 by a man twice my age. He left me stranded in the streets of Philadelphia. Yet, he was the impetus for my getting to the glittering Emerald City, Manhattan. Once there, I had a parade of loves from around the world. Mexico, Ecuador, Germany, Japan, Lebanon, all keeping me guessing, wandering, seeking out love. Isabel, the Mexican-American daughter of a university shark researcher, the beautiful dark club girl, the cousin of Luther Vandross, the smooth, muscled security guard at the Merchant Marine residence, the ever-charming Marcel, the 70-something Quebecois, my modern dance partner, Claudia, and then nothing, AIDS. For 5 years, in my late 20s and early 30s, I was celibate. It was a scary time. Until a young woman, just newly returned from living 10 years abroad in Paris, studying at the École des Beaux-Arts, modeling, painting, in wax. A technique that almost killed her. It was at the Gay Pride Parade in 1987. She emerged from the throng in a summery halter dress, there to meet her gay friend David, my friend. And gradually over the next 2 years, she and I becoming best friends. Until one night, September 22nd, 1989, and a bottle of vodka worked its voodoo magic. She had arrived, my painter, the artist who brought new vitality to my life. Blonde, blue-eyed, shapely, not really my type, and not the gender that I was expecting. Our nest in a Brooklyn brownstone was the thing of timeless love. She brought me home, finally, a home that I had never known. A home of warmth and friendship, caring and comfort. A community of family, friends, and neighbors. After I've drawn the face, I look at how the top of the head is crowned. Big, bouncy hair, curly, short cropped. It says so much about how a person presents themselves in the world. Are they bold and confident, shy and retiring? It helps me to grasp the essence. Did I mention the joy of intimacy with my girlfriend from Paris? Naked, hot sex. Missing the opportunity to often engage in total pleasure. We would be together nights at a time when it was just the two of us alone enjoying our life together. My painter from Paris was the one and only person ever when just sitting next to her gave me a rock-hard dick. From her I learned the true essence of a relationship and a deep connection that brought us together in ways that I couldn't even have ever imagined. Four years in, the trouble started. She'd stopped painting. Her behavior was off. After dinner, she was chain smoking and indulging in vodka after vodka. Pepper Stolzstein. Endless phone calls with her family, her mother, her cousin, and her friends back home in Tennessee, where she had grown up. 6 months later, she had half a lung removed. No symptoms. She intuited her own cancer. Super early detection. They got it all. No chemo. At the age of 36, all she had to do was regain her strength. I've been told that an illness of the lungs has to do with personal grief. This was the beginning of heartbreak. She turned irate, vicious, belittling, abusive, behavior that I knew very well. What the fuck? You too, my love. My love! It all came crashing down. Cops, hospital, an institutional stay, and stabilizing drugs, and the end of us. It was devastating. We were done. I cried, and I cried. I cried. We met one last time at the romantic restaurant in Central Park, Tavern on the Green. She was balanced out on lithium, 20 pounds heavier. She was only half present. It was very, very sad. We met one last time, and I said a final goodbye, tearing, walking through the gray, cold landscape. It was very cinematic. I look out past the lights. I can't really see you back there, but I can sense your essence, and I know that you've come here for a special reason. Your humanity to share with me here on this stage right now. I can feel your love coming to me. 15 years later, my father, his final days completed, we were all gathered in a hospital, his children, their children, and their children, there to bear final witness. His lungs failed. Somehow I was the last person in the room. He asked me would I fetch his comb from his bedside table. As I held it, I realized it was one of the most intimate objects I had known from my early childhood. It connected me to my father. Just before I walked out the door, he said, "I love you, Tim." Stunned, I croaked back, I love you too. It was one of the hardest things to say. But my father gave me a gift that I carry with me to this very moment. I started paying attention to my dreams when my father died. I thought of it as a visitation from the beyond. We were together, he was younger and handsome. We were at a registration desk. We were signing up for yoga. I don't even know if my father knew what yoga is. But there we were together, friends. And we were going to do yoga that weekend, side by side. After all the fear and scattering and hiding, me and my father, friends. Imagine that.
I've had 2 life-changing phone calls in my life. My name is Roberta, and my story begins with pain. Pain in my lower abdomen. I call my OBGYN, and she orders a biopsy. Biopsy comes back normal, but the pain continues. I call her, and she says, the biopsy
autopsy is normal. I say, pain is not normal. I know my body. Something is wrong. She sends me to a pelvic pain clinic. And the clinician says, all women have pelvic pain. Why? Common? I let her send me to a physical therapist. 2 exercises later, I know this is not working for me. I make an appointment with my primary provider. And she says, let's take a picture and see what's going on down there. Down there? Texas? She orders a CAT scan. And the CAT scan comes back pelvic mass. I'm mad. Then she orders an ultrasound. The results of the ultrasound is a malignant mass. My doctor orders a consultation with the oncology OB/GYN doctor. My friend Aggie goes to the appointment with me for support, and I know I'm not going to remember anything. The doctor says, you have stage 3A ovarian cancer. With treatment, you have a 59% chance of survival for 5 years. I say I'm 75 years old, and I've had a good life. What's the plan? She says, hysterectomy, chemotherapy. I have a few questions. One of them is my hair gonna fall out? She says, yes. I said, I just spent $500 to get Sister Lots put in my hair. And you tell me my hair is gonna fall out. I've had many challenges in my life, and I've seen worse. Down there is where my children first swam in an ocean. Down there is where they heard the first beat of the drum, my heartbeat. My son was killed Christmas Eve, 2013. Stage 3A ovarian cancer was nothing but the blink of an eye, a whisper compared to the death of my son. The drums were silent down there. Damon's son came to spend the Christmas holidays with me. And Damon was calling every day, 2-3 times a day, having father-son talks with his son. When I learned about the death of my son, I didn't know how I was going to live without him. A piece of my heart had been torn out. I was empty. We had a strong mother-son relationship. On Christmas morning, Amir and I were at Marcus and Darlene's opening Christmas presents. It was about 9 o'clock, and I said, I haven't heard from Damon. He should have called by now. It was 10 o'clock in Denver. I called my sister. I said, Rochelle, I haven't heard from Damon. Something's wrong. Oh, Merry Christmas. We talked. She hung up the phone. Less than an hour later, the phone rings. It's Rochelle. She says, let me speak to Marcus. I gave Marcus the phone. He walks over and he puts his arm around me and gives me the phone. Rochelle's crying. And I know. My son is dead. Murdered. Someone shot him in the back. Just scream and fall to the floor. Surgery, June 2nd, 2017. Darlene picks me up at 5:30 in the morning and takes me to Oakland. All women in the operating room. All of us have a place down there. The doctors and nurses were phenomenal. I remember this one nurse, she held my hand as I was being sedated. When I woke up, Roland and Darlene were there. Darlene brought me home. My refrigerator was full, and God had placed people in my life to make sure that I had everything I needed. My sister Rochelle, she came from Colorado. My girlfriend, Josephine, who lives in Baltimore, she even offered to come and stay with me. Calls daily. Food prepared and brought to me. These were the same people who were with me when my son died. They were my evidence of love. They were my village. Chemotherapy, nausea, weakness, food tasting like it had been seasoned with metal, weakness. I remember one day I was laying in the bed and I tried to reach to the foot of the bed to pull the comforter up. I reached the comforter. I couldn't get back up. I just laid there and laughed. I lost my hair. I lost my eyebrows, eyelashes. My fingernails turned black. But I'm alive. Amen. I'm alive. I'm strong. More confident who I am. I live each day to the fullest. And I've learned the experience of what a village is. If there's anyone in here from my village, please stand. If there's anyone in here from my village, stand. Stand. anyone in here who has been a village to someone who has had cancer or lost a loved one, stand. If there's anyone in here who needs a village, for whatever reason, big or small, stand. And let La Pena be your village tonight as I sing this song for us. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and lonely nights. But when I look around and think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I won't complain. The clouds hang low sometimes. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's good for me. Though my weary eyes cannot see, so I'll just say thank you, Lord. I won't complain. The Lord's been good to me. He's been so good to me. More than this old world or you could ever be. He's been good to me. He's been so good to me. Dried all my tears away. Turned my midnights into day. So I'll just say thank you, Lord. I won't complain.
Back on the stage, and this is where we leave you with our final gift. The words, we're gonna, Sugar, come get the last emotions. Come on. sugar. Hello, sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. There we go. Yes. So, if you would like to, yes, if you would like to take a goddess position to center of the stage, yes, yes, and you, well, yeah. So, no, would you like to sit down? Yes, the goddess. So, we're going to imagine this here to be a space. So, we're going to create. Bring this down. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Damu on the piano. Yes, yes. Fabulous, yes, yes, yes. So, this is where, whatever your experiences were, we don't know. And so Sugar will finally break her silence. And in every community through history, there was one who collected the words, the stories. And that's been Sugar's position tonight. So when she says a word, whoever is compelled to embody that word, you will move that in your body, and we're going to sort of create an arch over Sugar. Some form and shape of wonderfulness of the collective stories. Are you ready, Sugar? All right. Nice and loud so the audience can hear you.
Resilience.
Stay frozen. Gotta stay frozen. That's okay.
Dark sea.
Dark sea. Dark sea. Who feels that in their body? Inspiring. Who feels inspiring? Move, let it fill it up in your body. Allow it.
Hopeful.
Hopeful. Yarn. Yeah, every word is valid in the village. I remember your frozen pictures. Okay. Acceptance.
Laugh to keep from crying.
Laugh to keep from crying. You can take another one if you can't read it. It's okay. Sugar? You can, yes.
Winged creature.
Winged creature. Okay, so we freeze there for a moment, and this is the human sculpture that we offer you tonight. So just take a moment to look at what you have created with your words, evidence of love.